right.
Everyone,
Beautiful.
it's AlQuest. It's happening.
AlQuest.
We're doing it.
We're doing it live. Welcome everyone to AlQuest season 1, episode 1.
Season 1?
I don't know how many seasons this is going on for.
Chapter 1.
If you're
Find
familiar
out.
with Dobbs Quest, it's basically that, but bigger and better. Because now we've got famed dungeon master Al.
Me.
He's the game master. We're not doing Ironsworn. We're doing actual name brand Dungeons and Dragons TM, 5th edition.
Wizards of the Coast.
There's
whole
actual.
shebang.
I don't know how to pan the map even.
Right click and drag to
Okay,
pan.
that's fine.
My instinct is like spacebar and drag, but it doesn't do that. It's right click.
I mean, I'd expect middle click and drag. I don't know why.
That was also my expectation.
You may be able to set hotkeys. This is we are using the Foundry virtual tabletop, is what you guys are looking at right now. So everybody's new to this, and most people are seeing this for the first time in the last 10 minutes. And Turtle hasn't gotten in here to see it yet, so there's going to be a little bit of experimenting with the features of the tabletop and people seeing where their character sheet is, and that's all to be expected. It's the first session, so just buckle in for that.
Turtle's doing great.
Well, before we get started with introductions and going around the table, do we need to do anything for Turtle to get him in here?
Yeah, Turtle, where are you at? Did you
Priorities.
click the link in the pins to join the virtual tabletop?
No.
I'm putting him on the spot for everybody.
That's fine.
So go to the pins. Just go to the pin messages in the AlQuest channel, and it's like 3 down. There's a link that says "Invite link to the virtual tabletop." Click that link, and it'll send you. It's in the browser, so it'll open up in your browser.
Wait! Where are you going, Germ Dove?
And you're gonna have to log in. I think it's been a while since I logged in, so somebody who just did it maybe could tell you. But I think you could just log in through Google with your Google account or your Twitch account, one or the other. It should be pretty easy to just make an account and log in.
Is this the one that says D&D Beyond campaign?
No, it says invite link to the virtual tabletop. It's 3 pinned messages down from the top.
Mm-hmm.
Pin messages. How do I see pin messages?
You click the pin. Everything
Why
turned blue.
don't
I've been
I
Germ Dove.
see if I can just send you a link in a
Oh,
message?
it says pinned messages. It's got a little red thing by it.
Yeah.
Look at
Simple
that.
as that.
Third one down. Invite link to virtual tabletop.
Okay, cool. Click that.
Look at that. Look at that.
Incredible technology. Is it any wonder?
So everybody has found the draw tools, the measurement tools. It looks like.
Everyone's having a grand old
Everybody
time with
knows.
that.
Good. It didn't turn out that good, but there you have it.
It's Mog. Everyone loves Mog.
Oh no. Oh, sorry.
I think Glade's going on a world tour here.
It's exploring.
Savannah's exploring the south.
The man explore.
Oh my gosh, this one is as big as the whole map is, so I can't select mine.
We got to do
Get this
something
outta
while we're waiting for
Yeah.
Turtle.
I broke it.
Okay, how did you break it?
You have not been invited to any games. Ask your game master for invitation link.
Okay, let me get you another link. Maybe it has an expiration or something.
That sounds believable.
Possible.
New invitation will take 3 weeks to accept.
I will DM this to you.
My pancakes.
I sent you a link.
That's your job, after all, the DMing.
See.
This is because I've been sending you pizzas for years. Is this what you're doing?
These are supposed to be done already, so, it has nothing to do with the pizzas. What is this? I'm enjoying the art.
There's circles
Honestly,
happening.
Getting to see everybody be creative. That's what this game's all about.
That's right.
You can do anything, even draw pictures.
I attack
do
the
anything.
darkness.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. There's glyphs. I think something's getting summoned.
So what is it saying now, Turtle? When you click that link?
Launch Leaf Game Players Chat. It says I'm already signed in.
You already signed in? Okay, launch the game. It's going to bring you to like a little sign-in. On the drop-down, just pick Lurking Turtle. There's no password.
I think this is a virus.
This has happened
No
before.
virus. It's gonna download. It's gonna download some assets. It's a pretty big map we're on right now, so I hope that everything is running okay for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not, it's not too crazy. I hope.
No.
Okay, so we're all in the game. I think you see a world map right here, Turtle, or this regional map. Yeah.
No, it still says downloading world data.
Oh, okay. It's still downloading. That's fine.
Okay.
It's gonna download like all the assets.
I swear I tried to be here 15 minutes ago, but my computer crashed and.
Oh God! I had to take away this privilege. I had to take away this.
What were you thinking?
Then it took forever to download the updates from Discord because there were.
The game is mine, Trebek.
Oh, look at that!
Wow. Incredible. It's GQ's world, and we're just.
Oh, you're
living
seeing it now?
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know where the eraser is, so I can't fix it if I wanted to.
So you just select it with that same tool, but the select thing, and then you can delete it by pressing backspace. I'm gonna delete all this.
Thank you.
Select it with the select thing.
Have
Like
you
so
never
that
used a
same
computer before?
that same tool that you're using to draw. A couple options up above that, there's like one that lets you select drawings. So one that's letting you draw drawings, but you can select the drawing with that, and then click it and move it around.
That's just. Oh, there you go.
Okay, enough with the drawings. Well, you guys can continue to draw. I don't care. But I want to do a quick tutorial on how to view your character sheets for everybody. So, you should see your characters. I have them all up here at the top of the map. Most of you guys already know this. To view your character sheet, you double click on your character, and it'll bring up your character sheet.
Double click my character.
So there's an add-on that lets me import all this stuff straight from D&D Beyond. So this is all taken from your D&D Beyond sheet. On the right-hand side of your character sheet are several tabs. Actions, details, inventory, features, spells, effects, and your biography. So that's all the tabs from your D&D Beyond page made here. What I want everybody to do now is to make a roll for me. I want everyone to find their details tab, and I want you to pick a skill that you're proficient in. So your skills are acrobatics, animal handling, arcana, athletics, right? Those are your skills. Proficient means that has a little filled-in dot. That's the skill that you've picked that you're good at. You add +2 to that. That's your proficiency. I want you to pick one of your proficient skills and click on it to roll a skill check for that skill.
I like how Dub's first roll of the game is a 2.
Intimidation. 7 intimidation. Yeah, failure of an intimidation check.
I don't know. I feel pretty insightful all of a sudden.
Right down the middle.
There you go.
No, I'm
What the heck?
Nice
Are you able to
set.
find? Are you able to find that turtle? I can help you. I can repeat that stuff.
Yes, repeat. Okay, I'm trying to find my assets.
So double click your character. Double click Torgan.
On the map.
And yeah, on the map or on the actors tab at the top right. If you click actors, that will show all the characters, and you can click that to open your character sheet as well.
Okay.
I usually find myself just double clicking the actors in the map itself because they're right there. Nice, nat 20.
Look at that.
Getting all the good rolls out of the way.
All right, Day's the lucky one.
Did you open your character sheet by double clicking
yeah.
your character? Okay, so on the details tab, you see several tabs on the right side sticking out. Details should be the one that's already open.
Yes.
Okay, so you see a bunch of information here, your stats, saving throws. Right now we're looking at skills. So you see the list of skills, acrobatics, animal handling,
Yes.
The ones that are filled in, like animal handling for you, athletics, history, those are the ones you're proficient in. I want you to pick any of your proficient skills and just click on it to roll a check in the chat, and you'll see your dice come up in the chat, and you'll see your roll.
Normal.
Normal, yeah, just a normal check, because you can get advantage, which means you roll twice and take the higher, or the opposite is disadvantage, which means you roll twice and take the lower. But this is just a normal. Good. Okay, everybody has learned how to do a skill check. I want you all to navigate to either the inventory or the actions tab. Either one will work because I'm looking for you to select one of your weapons, whatever your preferred weapon is in this moment, and click on that. And you will see when you click on it that it comes up in the chat with some information on it: an attack roll,
showing it off,
and a damage roll. Once you've done that, I want you to click on attack. Attacking is a d20 with your stat and your proficiency modifier added, and it will add those in for you. You see, Germ Dove rolled an 18. It added his 2 proficiency and his 2 dexterity for 22. If it's a hit, then I'll tell you, oh, you hit this thing, because I know the ASC of everything. I know if you hit or not. And I say, oh, yeah, that was a hit. Then you're going to roll damage. Damage depends on the weapon. Every weapon has a different damage. A d6, a d8, whatever it is. Go ahead and roll damage as well for those weapon attacks. This is just a practice. We're not fighting anything. You're not going to hurt anyone.
Reasonable.
I'm dead.
A D what? A D what? We're scaring off Tupu.
Wait, how do I make it do an action?
Okay, so if you look in the chat now, you click your longsword. In the chat box, it's linked your longsword there. So you can see attack and damage.
Okay. I don't have the chat box.
Okay, you might be on the actors tab still. On the right side of the tabletop, at the top, there are like different tabs you can select. The one on the left with the speech bubbles, that's the chat. That'll be the main one that we have open.
Okay, I see it.
We're almost done with the tutorial. There's just a couple of rolls and we're gonna get started.
So now I click attack.
Yep, click attack and that'll make your attack. And if it's a hit, I'll tell you go ahead and roll damage. And then you click damage to roll damage. We're just doing both right now. So that one it would be a miss. So you wouldn't roll damage for that, but you can go ahead and roll damage.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking at my primary character sheet, and how do I get to the
to the actions tab? Okay, so on the right-hand side of your character sheet, there's some tabs sticking off like from the right. Some little black and gold tabs. Yeah, I guess they're hard to see.
Okay.
So a longsword, the reason why it has a damage and it has a versatile. Longsword has a property where it can be wielded in 1 or 2 hands. So you would roll, because you're using a shield, you would just roll damage. If you're two-handing it, it does more damage. That's versatile. So you essentially using a shield would roll damage, Torgan, not versatile. If you're wondering what that is. Okay, I think everybody's rolled an attack. Everybody's rolled damage. Any questions about those basic features? That's the majority of what we'll be interacting with today. We'll get into more stuff as it comes up. Okay, I guess that's no questions.
That was the worst
we go over...
I could possibly make, right? Like, I rolled a 1 and then another 1 on a D4.
And that one would automatically miss, yeah. And that one would automatically miss no matter what. Even if Sunny had enough modifiers to pass, it would be an automatic failure.
Great.
It's really
Can we
impressive,
briefly go over grappling rules?
No, we cannot. We can go over them, but not briefly. Okay. I think we're ready to get started. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Al.
I'm going to start out just by giving us a little bit of background on the world that we're in. What does this say down here? Al Bean? God, I sure hope not. He's in charge. The world that we're looking at here it's a region. The world that we're in is called Titania. Let me get up my notes because I'm gonna stumble through this explanation. Everybody loves a good lore dump.
I love lore.
I looked up.
Unironically.
No, we're not gonna go through the whole lore of the world, but we are just gonna go over a quick explanation of this region, and then we'll get started. So the continent, this whole world is called Titania. We are in the northern part of Titania. It's not really a unified region. It's made up of several independent city-states, so it doesn't have like a name as a country. It's just northern Titania. And then all these different cities that you see here. We're not going to get into the details of every single city on the map here, but the one that we're going to be primarily focusing on is this place here called Mirabor. Mirabor, you guys would all know, is where you receive this mission from to travel to the Untamed Lands. Mirabor is a trade city run by the dwarves, who historically had to leave their ancestral home of Mithril Hall when all of the ore dried up and the Mithril is gone, and they had to move and go out into the land, and they settled and spread across different lands and plying their trades, but settled nearby and started this city called Mirabor. So it's a primarily dwarven city, but their neighbors are the orcs over here at Iron Pike. There's a lot of halflings from the south in Longbridle. There are nearby, so it's not just purely a dwarven city. It's a melting pot, and it's focused on a lot of trade and industry and things like that. This region is in a time of peace and kind of prosperity, and I'm so mean. There's a technological boom. This is like moving into like gunpowder era, steampunk era technology that's emerging now, and they're actually building a railroad from south to north here along the long road from Longbridle. So we're kind of getting into some more advanced technology. Automatons and steampunk things are emerging, and there's a concern by these dwarves and these traders that, just like what happened at Mithril Hall, that they're going to use up all the resources. So they're looking to expand. North of these mountains are the region that we're going to be traveling into, the Untamed Lands that we've heard so much about. All this other stuff, the history of all these places, we can learn that if necessary. But that's the basic bread and butter, is that you guys are being sent. What's the name of the guy who sent you? 1 second. Hired by the Enterprise Lumber Company by a man named Liam Yang. He's a half-elf, high up at the Enterprise Lumber Company. He's very ambitious and wants to get a seat on this council that runs Mirabor. He's looking to make some moves by hiring you guys to go protect this lumber mill up north. Any questions about any of the background or the mission that you guys are on? Because I probably left stuff out that you're wondering.
So to be clear, we're all already sort of bundled together as let's say the A team, maybe the B team or so.
I guess we're gonna have to come up with a name.
Yeah, but we've been sort of contracted out. All from Mirabor. We're not meeting on the road or anything. Everyone's kind of unified.
We already have this job together.
Yeah, they reached out to you individually and kind of put together this team. This guy Liam Yang, and he has put you guys all in contact with each other. And in fact, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go to the next map here. This is where you guys are starting your journey here. You are in this caravan. Traveling north through these Giant's Fingers mountains. There's tall peaks on each side, and this caravan, a more zoomed in version of it looks a little bit like this. So you guys are all crammed into the back of this carriage. It's a little bit, it's not as fancy as it looks like. I have limited assets. It's more of like a canvas covering over it with some seating in the back, and then there's like storage accessible from the sides, and there's like storage up top and these shelves.
So we're Oregon trailing this.
You're Oregon trailing it, kind of, yeah.
Please
You're
sit
traveling
still.
north in this caravan. The caravan is driven by a dwarf. I'll show you. I'm just going to show you briefly. He's not this big, but I have him blown up here so you can see him.
Oh my god!
Oh, he
He's
exploded.
huge. This dwarf's name is Dugan Delaley. You guys have met him already, and he's taking you. He's a merchant traveling towards the Diamond Peak Lodge on business. You see in the back of the cart here that you guys are really crammed in here because this is packed with supplies, barrel of oil. There's crates of food, spices, animal feed. There's actually like mechanical equipment and tools and stuff back here, rope, all kinds of supplies. This merchant Dugan Delaley is delivering, and you sort of have been contracted to travel with him up north. It's quite a long journey. You know that you're traveling through this narrow mountain pass. The further north you're getting, the less the grass is showing and the plants, and the more snow and this inclement weather seems to be. And there's like dark clouds up in the sky ahead of you. So what I would like to do here, as we get into character, you are your character. You're in this, or maybe perhaps walking alongside it, or I don't know. That's what I'm going to ask you. We're going to go around and we're going to introduce our characters. I would like you to say what your race and class is, and maybe give a brief description of your character and what they're doing in the cart here. Does anybody want to volunteer to start?
That's really good.
I'll tell you what. Everybody open up your character sheet. We're not going into combat, but what we're going to do is we're going to roll initiative to see who is going to go first here. We're not entering into combat. We're not fighting.
Combat.
But this is just
You're
initiative.
forcing our hand. We have to roll to see who has to interact with the game.
Yep. Where is initiative on here?
There is no combat encounter.
I haven't looked at where is initiative at?
Oh,
it's gotta be here somewhere.
Bottom left of the character portrait.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, below your character portrait on the left side, you will see initiative. Go ahead and just click on that, and it'll roll it in the normal roll it in the chat.
There needs to be a combat encounter active.
Where is this?
Oh, there needs to be a combat encounter for you to roll initiative?
I mean, I guess we can,
I will start a combat.
Come on.
Oh, great, we have a tie.
Best dexterity wins.
That really helps the side.
6.
6.
Okay,
6.
it looks like it's got to be either day or you have the same dexterity modifier, which is normally how you would decide a tie break. What do you guys?
On merit, I think the bard would be the more talkative one.
I mean, for a tie, would it make sense for the two of us to engage in conversation to begin?
Yeah,
things?
that makes sense.
Well, then,
But still, somebody does have to introduce their character first.
Dorian, the half-elven bard, who considers himself a bit of a leader of sorts maybe from a distance. Here to sort of handle more of the social interaction of this merry band of very interesting mercenaries that he's been sort of not put in charge of officially, but sees himself as sort of a wrangler of sorts. And along the way, he'll do his best to keep them alive and in good spirits. Sort of scanning the ragtag band that he's been stuck with, and he's at least giving the impression of optimism about the journey ahead and the possibilities of working along his newfound teammates.
Savannah
Great.
is a druid. She's kind of a nomadic person. She wanders a lot. She's a cat. Think Khajiit, Skyrim kind of thing. She carries a pan flute, and when she happens to be around civilization, has been known to, play for coins, just to help fund her nomadic lifestyle. She's generally more at home in the wilderness. She can tolerate cities fine, but finds them a little bit distasteful, and is a little more open-minded to the needs of civilization than some of the more hermit-like druids. But generally, she was approached to join this party in the interest of keeping people alive, and acting as sort of a guide in unfamiliar land, and making sure nobody ate poison berries or anything stupid like that.
Is Savannah setting up at the front with Dugan Delaney?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have her kind of picking his brain, because I take it this isn't his first journey through this region. So she wants to be kind of being the druid and being in charge of, making sure nobody like starves to death or anything. She just kind of wants to make sure that like she's getting a lay of the land and has a good view, and is just kind of chit-chatting with our dwarven chaperone, so as to kind of get a feel for what the territory's like, what they're heading into, terrain-wise, that sort of thing.
Cool. Yeah, usually Dugan Delilah's up here. He's got the reins in his hand. He's got this big old pack on his back that he always keeps on him. But with a small stature, he's kind of like just locked in there with the reins. Looks over at you and says, "You probably know these parts better than I do. You look like you've seen some of the wilds yourself." He says, "Not a lot of merchants head up this way."
I understand that might be given to change in the near future, so perhaps we'll pass company once again in the future.
That's what they say. That's what they say. We're gonna move along. Next on initiative, Dagwin, Gurnash. Please introduce yourself.
Dag is a human sorcerer. He was actually raised by a tribe of goblins, so he's a little rough and coarse, but he has high ambitions around this land. He actually comes from the area of the Giant's Fingers originally, and he has been outcast and has joined the group to try and further his own ambitions.
Yes, Dagwin is sort of returning to his homeland a little bit. You feel the wild magic tingling at your fingertips, coming back into this land where you know that this wild magic is from and is been with you your whole life. Go ahead and actually, because of your unique situation where you're from this place, I want you to make a history check with advantage for me. I know history is not your strong suit, but you're gonna roll with advantage here.
History with advantage.
15. You know, heading into this land, the history behind your own tribe, but you also know that there's several other goblin tribes that make their home here. You know that there is. 1 second. I have so many notes. The most notable tribes that you know about that you think are in this like sort of entry area into this untamed lands are the Axebiter clan. You know that there's the Blue Skulls and the Dog Jaws. Several each has a on a 15. You know, they each has a different specialization. These goblins. They're all good at different things, and they kind of stick to their one thing. What does Dagwin think about that, knowing that he might encounter goblins coming up here?
Well, he's not too thrilled to see more goblins. His tribe was wiped out, and he really wants to have control over all the rest of the inhabitants of the area. So he's wary of seeing any other of the goblins.
All right, so Dagwin sits with that thought as we move on to the next person. Glane.
Glane Kenrick is, shall we say, far from home. He is on a journey to rescue his feline companion Gary, who he believes to be in these new surroundings. Having been on journeys before looking for Gary, he knows it's always best to not travel alone, so he took the job to go on this mission so that he's got people to watch his back while he looks for his old friend. He's very intrigued that there is a cat person on this journey that may be able to have some insight on cat thinking and whereabouts.
Did you say what your class was?
Oh, I am a human rogue, and as far as
Explains
being
the
on the
rogue.
wagon, I am kind of perched high up. Number one, looking for cat tracks in the snow, and as a secondary thought, on the lookout for threats.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. Which dice is that?
That's one of your skills on your character sheet. So it's perception. It's about halfway down the list. You're
And
proficient in it.
Just normal?
Just normal.
Right there. Right, 10.
13. You don't see any threats on this journey right now, but you do know that this is a dangerous place that you're going into. As the wagon moves along further into the valley, the path narrows coming up ahead, and you know that might be a place where threats could lie, but you don't see anything right now. No sign of anything.
Daddy's coming, Gary.
Okay, let's finish up with Torgen. What's Torgen? Introduce yourself.
Ooh, I am Torgen. I'm a human, true human fighter. I guess that's my class, right? Fighter?
Yep.
I come from a small village. I'm relatively new to the idea of going out into the world. There was a bit of an accident back home, so I'm out on my own kind of secondary secret journey. I'm big-hearted, have a unique silhouette. I've got the shield and the sword. I'm usually the first to run into battle if there's danger to my friends, but I try to hang back if no one's particularly in danger. That's pretty much it.
Torgen is our fighter here. He is armed to the teeth. In chainmail, shield, the whole get. I don't think he's a centaur in this one, but you could have been. But no, just a human. There are some horses here. Yes, Torgen has his own. I don't know how much Torgen wants to keep this a secret. So I don't know if the party knows about this or if you've confided in them. But Torgen is tracking down his own mission here in the north. Does Torgen confide in anybody in the party about any of what he's?
Maybe not yet. There's a bit of shame involved. Maybe once I get to know these people a little better, I may form a bond with someone. But right now, I kind of stick to myself. I'm kind of backwards. I don't really ride in the carriage most of the time. I just kind of walk beside. Maybe
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Haven't connected with the party yet.
I seem to get along with the horses pulling better than the people right now.
Because you're walking alongside the horses.
Yeah.
You know how when you have a friend and they have a name, and then you meet somebody else with that name, and you're like, I just want to avoid this. I've got that vibe in my head right now. How about Torgan?
You see, Duke and Delele calls back to you guys back in the cabin. You see over his shoulder, making conversation. It seems. So what made you all want to head up to these parts? Seems pretty dangerous.
Well, where danger goes, glory is sure to follow.
Savannah,
I suppose so. Some call it that.
It was a very lucrative endeavor to go where I wanted to go anyway.
One day these parts aren't going to be as dangerous.
Hey, one thing I didn't mention, but I did mention in the channel is that you guys know that you are meant to contact somebody named Dane Deepvein, dwarf named Dane Deepvein, who's at the lumber mill. He's waiting for you at the lodge. So I didn't mention that, I think, but that is what you know right now. Is that your next step is to make contact with this guy, Dane Deepvein.
Is he a chef?
He's not a chef, as far as you know. I mean, maybe. I mean,
Seeing if Dane cooks.
Oh God! All right, that's AlQuest, guys.
Too many
It was
cooks.
fun. See you next episode.
Alright, that's it. GG.
I'm deleting it all. Is anybody doing anything else in the cabin? Actually, no. Is anybody doing anything else? You say that the cart rolls closer and closer to this narrow valley up ahead.
I'll idly be strumming.
Dorian's playing a little tune on his lute.
Are we only able to do things with objects that are actively in our inventory, or can we have inconsequential items on us?
It's inconsequential, yeah. Why? What do you want to do?
As I keep a lookout, I haven't gotten to break the ice with Savannah yet and have that conversation about cat and, fighting cats. So I'd like to just kind of be juggling like 2 coins along with a tiny little bell in my hand to see if I can start that conversation.
Are you trying to shake it in front of Savannah?
Well, she likes money. She's a cat. It's got a bell. There's money. It's everything. It's not.
We could roll for it. We could roll for it if you want.
just trying to get attention so I can start having that conversation because I'm trying to find my son. And
have you seen my son?
That's great.
Yeah.
Savannah, you see a delightful little toy or something that Glane has over there. Whatever he has seems really cool.
She notices, twitches an ear, and is just like, humans. And she kind of pats Dorian, I think is the not Dorian.
Oh.
What's the elf's name?
Dugan?
Or not the elf, the dwarf.
Dugan.
Pats
What a
Dugan on the
Doogster.
Pats Dugan on the shoulder and says, "The valley looks like it's getting narrow. I'm going to scout ahead a bit."
Sure.
So she pops down, and kind of motions to the fighter. She's like, "You chap, why don't you come with me? Let's scout ahead a bit."
That'll be just fine. Let's do it.
I pocket my trinkets.
And she just kind of ups the pace a bit.
You guys jog ahead of the cart. The cart is going at a leisurely pace to spare the horses. There's no danger or anything right here, so you guys can outpace the cart. Let's make a roll for scouting. Both of you guys are going, so what I'll say is this. You can both roll a perception or survival check, or if one of you wants to give the help action, one of you can roll, and then you can roll with advantage on that check. So you can either both roll, or one of you can choose to help the other. Maybe you want to hedge your bets on somebody who's really good at perception or survival.
I have a +5.
I can aid.
Okay.
But sometimes it's fun for both people to roll. It's up to you. It sounds like Torgan wants to aid, so go ahead and roll one of those checks, whichever you prefer, with advantage, Savannah.
Well.
Ooh, as you start to head out, you guys notice that the wind really begins to pick up. The snow begins to come down a lot harder. It's starting to get a little bit later into the day, so visibility is not as good, and you find it really hard to navigate in this weather. You try to scout ahead, and you can barely see in front of your face, and you find it. Well, I don't know. You tell me. Do you return to the cart, or?
So, I kind of mentioned to the fighter fellow, cover me. I'm gonna see if I can get ahead a little bit. Just kind of keep an eye on the cliffs, and I make a valiant effort, but it's just there's no visibility. So after a few moments, I fall back a little bit and speak with my companion. Like, the visibility ahead is getting worse. It looks like the valley is funneling the snow and the wind. We should probably speak to the dwarf and perhaps wait for morning to try and bring the horses through here.
So we're wanting to make camp for the night. We think we should stop.
I think that might be wise.
Dugan said you approach Dugan about this. He says, "Well, there's only a few hours left." He says, "I don't know if it's getting late. I don't know if it's safe to stop around these parts. I think we should try to push through before it gets dark. But the weather is really picking up. What do you guys think?" Dugan doesn't seem like he thinks it's a good idea to stop. But what does the rest of the party think?
I think we should be able to keep going. The cold has never really bothered me.
Much anyway.
Let it go.
we're heading.
Sounds of disgust.
The plan is to make it to the lodge in this leg of the
Yes,
journey?
he says we should be able to make it to the lodge in a couple of hours, or 2 to 3 hours. I mean, maybe a little bit more because of the weather, but
would be a shame.
You've been traveling for like hours now. We're kind of cutting out the boring travel time, but
would be
you've
a
come
shame
quite
to
a way.
stop in this weather if we could make it to the lodge tonight. A warm place to stay would not be unwelcome at this point.
I'm a little concerned about the horses. Perhaps if we continue pushing on, we could take turns helping lead the horses, just to make sure that perhaps we can avoid any unfortunate circumstances.
Horses are good eating if something does happen to them.
Dugan says, let's hope it doesn't come to that, but he's not wrong. I prefer to keep the horses. As you guys are talking about unfortunate circumstances, you hear, you guys are getting into this valley now. You're in it. The snow is whipping. It's getting very cold, and it's getting thick on the path. And there is a path here that you guys are traveling down. It's not a well-worn path. But people do travel through here, but it's not common for people to travel through here. So this path is like really getting covered in snow. On the left side of you, you see some cliffs, sort of up 25, 30 feet tall cliffs on the left side of you. You see some trees on the right and the left, sparse trees occasionally. And as you are traveling here, you hear a loud crack, and a tree falls in the path. Right in front of the cart. Right on the side of the road, sort of. It collapses in front. The horses, jump back. The whole cart rocks. A bunch of, scrolls and, and things that are in storage, come hitting you guys on the head. And the cart comes to a stop here. And you see that as the cart comes to a sudden stop, one of the wheels falls off on the left side of the cart. and the horses seem spooked. What does everybody do?
I'm going to rush to try and soothe the horses and just get them to kind of calm down, and call to
Okay.
some of the stronger looking fellows about perhaps moving this tree out of the path.
Yeah, it seems that yes, I think that day is catching on. The horses might need to be soothed here, and it looks like this tree is blocking your path. And then also you see Dugan hops off the side of the cart and is sort of looking at this broken wheel over here. Looking at you guys expectantly. We're gonna roll for the horses in a moment, but I want to know where is everybody gravitating towards? And the weather is also you guys can barely see now. It's getting dark. You're feeling that this is urgent situation here.
I would.
You don't want to get stuck out.
I would be investigating, trying to move the tree.
Okay.
I'm going to draw my bow and take a look at where the tree came from and make sure something didn't knock that down.
Okay, great. Where does Torgan go?
I have my smithing tools with me, so I'm going to attempt to make a new tire.
Okay, so you go over to Dugan to help him fix the wheel with your smithing tools. And how about Dorian? Where does Dorian go?
I'll excuse myself from the cart and make my way over to the tree itself. I suppose I should see if I can lend some bit of aid here.
Okay, and what is Glenn doing again? Glenn is investigating around the tree?
I'm
threats or things?
I'm kind of on top of the cart using my bow to kind of check out where the tree fell from. Okay. Make sure that nothing came in, and then also make sure that falling log didn't draw the attention of anything around.
Okay, great. So
just kind of keeping a lookout.
In order, let's resolve these tasks that everybody's doing here. You guys, the snow is piling up. Go ahead and roll me an animal handling check for the horses, Day.
Normal?
In normal, and it's just a DC 10 for this check. Trying to hit a 10. Oh, you see that the horses are Dave's having trouble calming the horses. They're not it's not a major failure, so you're not getting kicked or anything, but they just seem really, really spooked. They're not calming down. Let's go ahead and look at the tire now. Torgan, you are going to use your smith's tools to help try to fix this tire. There's actually below your skills, your tools are below that, all the way at the bottom. You see there's a smith's tools. Go ahead and make a smith's tools check for me. Dugan Delaley is going to give you the help action, so you're going to roll this with advantage, actually. Because he's here as well. He's got some, parts for his wagon that he's lending you. Nat 20, great. So Torgan gets out his smith tools, tosses the thing back on there, smacks it with a hammer one time. All right, it's fixed. Torgan fixes the beautiful Nat 20, first Nat 20 of the campaign, gets that tire on there just fine.
So it just takes one of those to be a 20 to get the rewards of a 20? If there's 2 dice being rolled?
Yes. For advantage, you'd roll 2 and take the higher.
Okay.
So he took the higher result, which was a 20. The people on the tree, I will give you guys the same thing as I said before. You guys can both. You're trying to lift this tree, or are you trying to do something else? How are you attempting to move this tree?
Hopefully we can just sort of get a good grip on it and maybe shove it a bit at a time. Perhaps.
Okay, so it sounds like athletics.
Yeah.
So you can either both roll in athletics. You're both trying to beat a 10, and you're not trying to lift the whole tree. You're just trying to move it enough for the cart to get by. So you can either both roll, or one of you can help the other one and roll with advantage.
Well, say that strength is not my strong suit, but I'll be happy to lend a hand.
So I think Dagwin, you're gonna roll athletics with advantage here.
Okay.
Great, yeah. Dorian is sort of
spotting.
Not really. He's doing that thing where you're just kind of spotting him. You're not really like lifting anything.
There's not really anywhere I can get my hands in. Just kind of hover a bit.
Yeah, you're hovering. You're there just in case he drops it. Like,
good.
So you see that Dagwin
it off with my staff.
Good.
You see that Dagwin moves these. Lifts a tree, moves it off to the side of the road, and clears the path. But the horses are still spooked. You guys begin. Oh, I'm sorry, Glane. You're just looking for. You're on top, and you're out looking with your bow out. Roll me a perception check. Just a DC 10. You're trying to beat here. Glane, you see. It's very hard to see through the snow, but you do see, and you actually hear like growling of wolves closing in on the cart, and we're actually going to roll initiative, but you guys are not surprised because Glane sees these wolves and calls it out. So we're actually going to I'm assuming you're calling out. We're going to go to a new scene here. As these wolves approach. And I think Savannah sees what is causing these horses so much fright here. Hold on. You're here with the log. I'm pausing the game for a second just to make sure everybody is where they said they were. Savannah's with the horses. Day, you can be at either of those horses. That's fine. And Dagwin are moving the carts.
Just so I
so you see
understand
three
how this
wolves.
game works, because it's my first time. Were these wolves going to happen regardless of whether I looked for them, or did I make this happen by seeing them?
That's railroading.
I mean, there were wolves here, but you saw them because you rolled well. Whereas if you didn't roll well, maybe you wouldn't have seen them.
Ironsworn is a different kettle of fish, GQ.
I don't know. This is a whole different game, so I don't know how it works.
We are going into actual combat here. So everybody is where they said they were when
How do I move myself?
we started this. Well, right now you don't, because we don't know if it's your turn. But if you wanted to, you select your character, and you can use the arrow keys, or you can drag and move your character. But right now, you can only move on your turn. Although, I mean, there's nothing stopping you from moving. But you shouldn't, because it's not your turn. But everybody needs to roll initiative. So I've started an encounter here. We're going into our first actual encounter.
With advantage. Oh, I guess that doesn't
Not
really
with
matter.
advantage. Not with advantage. No, you're not rolling with advantage. You're just rolling normal.
That was a 17 till the other dice hit it.
Sorry.
It's a 17. It counts. It takes your roll regardless of other people's dice. You got a 20.
I roll initiative?
Yeah.
Yes, roll initiative. So you see these wolves come. There's like a fog of snow coming down, and they like kind of into your sight line. You see these wolves snarling, coming in towards the cart here. I have a placeholder wolf that I use for initiative. It's at the bottom here, so ignore this wolf on the very, very bottom of the screen. The wolves are all going to act on the same initiative. Because we already have a lot of actors here. We're going to not bog down the initiative tracker with individual rolls for the same enemy. Okay, so, combat. This is our first time with combat. So go first with the 20. If you guys look at your tabs, next to the chat tab is the combat encounter tab. So you can see the initiative. You should be able to see it.
Ah, I see.
If you want to see what your initiatives are.
The crossed swords.
Check it there. Yep, the crossed swords there. So, on your turn, you can do 3 things, basically. You have an action. And action are things like attacking. Did everybody get that reference that Germdove pinned? Attacking, disengage, grapple, dodge, hide, shove. There's a lot of things you can do as an action. Right now, you guys are probably going to want to attack these wolves. But, I don't know, maybe not necessarily. Maybe you want to get creative to find a solution.
Is there a list of something we can click on to see all those?
I just threw it in my stream chat.
Okay, thank you.
And you have a... Whoops. Oh, I clicked... Hold on, I gotta reload the tabletop. I clicked off of it on accident.
Oh no!
It's fine. It's not gonna mess anything up. It's not gonna mess anything up. You also have a bonus action. A bonus action... There's a lot of different things that are bonus actions. There's no universal bonus action for everybody. It's like some spells are bonus actions. Like Glane has 2-weapon fighting, which means he can make a second attack at his offhand. The bonus action. There's some different things that are bonus actions, but it's a case by case basis. Things that are bonus actions. Some spells like Healing Word, and then you have a reaction, which the most common one is an attack of opportunity. If somebody moves away from you, you can use your reaction to make an attack on them. But there's other reactions as well, and they have specific triggers. And it'll say, with whatever that ability is, like when you're getting attacked, you can use this as a reaction, blah, 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 whatever it does. There's not a lot of options at level 1. You basically can attack, you can move, you can hide if you want, you can disengage. Tell me what you're doing first before you make any rolls.
Well, you were busy talking. I just pulled out my sling and just kind of at the wolf that was kind of out ahead of us. I just wanted to kind of lob a sling bullet in its general direction. More so aiming for the square than the wolf itself, because I just want to spook it and see if it'll startle away.
Well, an 8 is a miss. But if you're trying to spook it, it wouldn't be a weapon attack. It would probably be an intimidation or an animal handling or something. So that's why it's important to let me know what you're doing before you make rolls. Because an attack is a specific thing that is going to cause damage to this thing if you hit it. But an 8 does not hit.
Also fine.
But you have your movement and you have a bonus action still. So that's your action. You have 30 feet of movement, I believe.
I think I remember her having higher base speed, but I could be wrong. But yeah, okay, 30 feet.
So you can move up to 30 feet here if you'd like. And also any bonus actions if you have something. I don't know if you have any bonus actions.
How many feet is a square?
5 feet per square. If you hold down control, there's a shortcut for measuring distance. So you can just like hold control then drag to quick measure distances.
She's just going to put herself in front of the horses to try and make sure that there's...
yeah, just kind of stand in front of the horses so they don't get attacked.
so that they don't dart, hopefully.
Okay. Great. So that's going to be Day's turn. Next up is Dobbs in the turn order.
All
Dorian.
Right. Dorian would like to start by moving a little bit out of the way. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Probably to going around the horses to this location here.
Yeah, that's fine. You can make it there.
You know, I'm definitely trying to protect our driver, and also.
Yeah, you duck underneath the horses.
I may have noticed that Torgan seems very capable in combat. Yeah. So.
So you're running behind the guy with the sword and board.
Well, yes, but I'm at the time sort of sizing up the situation. I'll announce that the wolves definitely look hungry, and perhaps this one right here. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, it's just like Roll20. You can just click and hold. Perhaps this one right here is hungry to taste steel.
He might be. He looks pretty hungry.
You know, the pup there.
Wolves
maybe
love to eat steel.
Yeah. I'd like to cast Vicious Mockery.
Sure. So that's actually a saving throw for him, I think.
I believe that it doesn't rely on him actually understanding language. Weirdly.
No, I don't think so. But you do insult it either way.
Yeah. It gets the vibe I'm going.
What type of at, and what's the DC?
DC is Wisdom 13.
Wisdom 13. Well, these wolves are not super wise. Let's see.
I should hope not.
He fails.
He fails. Ooh.
He fails.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll the damage on that, and that's also going to give him disadvantage
Mm-hmm.
on his next attack.
Yes.
As this wolf seems oddly insulted for some reason at that takes steal comment.
Good. All right. Way.
1 damage. Hey, there you go. Hey, the disadvantage though.
The disadvantage. That's all I'm really after here. I'm just
It hurt
trying
him
to
emotionally.
reduce the damage we're taking.
It hurt him emotionally.
Oh, jeez. My insecurities. My insecurities.
Great. Vicious Mockery, I mean, the most it could do is 4, so it's not a damage-dealing cantrip, but it is a disadvantage-giving cantrip, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
You also, as a bard, you can do a bardic inspiration as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
You may want to consider doing that.
I do. So I don't get a lot of these per day. It looks like 3 per long rest.
Mm-hmm.
And in one use of it, I can pick one person to get the bonus die. So
It's a D6, and the
it's-
nice thing about
Mhm.
this is that you can choose not to use it until you know if you missed. So if you hit, you don't have. But if I say, "Oh, that
Well-
misses," you could be like, "Okay, I want to use my die now."
Well, so I'm not sure on the versioning. Of
Maybe
the
you're
rules.
right. Maybe I can't tell you
I've
that.
got you can
You might be-
call that you're going to use it after you see what your base roll is, but
That's right, but not
before-
before knowing the results.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which,
you're right.
I mean, I'm cool. If
But
you
it still
wanna
is
do
a powerful. You don't have
yeah.
to. You don't have to call it before the shot. So if you roll well, you don't have to use it. But if you roll bad, then you can make the choice to
Yeah.
use it. So that's what makes them kind of good.
So Dorian wishes to sort of call upon his bardic abilities, sort of weaving magic into song as he begins a sort of battle ballad. And he's kind of planted his feet firmly behind this big guy with the shield, because that seems like a safe place to be. And so I will use my bonus action this round to use my bardic inspiration on Torgan.
Great. So Torgan, you have a bardic inspiration die. I will remind you about it. So no worries. But basically, it just means that you can add a d6 to one of your rolls for the next 10 minutes. In combat, a round is 6 seconds. The entire round, not a turn. All of you act within 6 seconds, and the enemies. So 10 minutes is no combat lasts 10 minutes in this game. So that's available to you for. You can save it as long as you want, or you can use it right away.
So
I
you
think
can make
that's
one of
your
your rolls
movement,
better.
your action,
Yeah,
and your
that's
bonus
my
action.
move action and bonus action. I'm spent.
Dugan Delaney looks. He's got Dorian on one side, Torgan on the other. He looks at you and says, "What should I do? What do you want me to do?" He seems like he's gonna follow your lead. What would you like Dugan to do?
Stay back. Keep behind us.
Okay.
Am I able
great.
to lend him a hand to get on top of the wagon with me?
Um,
Can I reach out
It's
to
gonna-
him and
it's gonna require you to use an action to do that.
a
On your
bonus
turn.
action or? Okay.
Basically, you would be giving him the help action, is what you're describing. So that would be an action. He could hold his react. He could hold an action to wait for you to do that if you want, but it is going to require your action to help him up. Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be
and,
doing anything with my action, so other than fighting, like as long as it doesn't prevent me
Well-
from fighting, I'll do that.
You won't be able to attack. Yeah, your action is what you use to attack. So
You're on your own,
you'd be
Dugan.
choosing to help him. Okay, you can do that. I'm not dissuading you for doing it, but yeah, that's going to require an action. He is going to take the dodge action. So what that means is any attacks against him will have disadvantage. So he crouches underneath the wheel well here, crouches down behind Torgan with the shield, and takes the dodge action. And that's going to be Dugan's turn. You see that he does have a little knife at his side, but he doesn't seem like somebody who is equipped to fight, per se. Oh, sorry, I paused the game. Okay, the wolves are gonna go. Let's start out with this one wolf up on top here. He's going to just move in and attack the closest person, who is Dagwin. He attempts to bite you. I'm rolling for him. Does a 13 hit you? 13 does hit you, I believe.
So, yes.
Oh man. You take 6 points of damage.
Okay,
You have 6 HP.
Yes.
All right, so it goes down by this wolf here. Bat. Sorcerer going down. That's not good. But the wolf stands over Dagwin there with murderous intent as your ally in the front drops up there.
Oh boy.
We'll get to what that means on your turn, unless somebody helps you out.
Ow. Oof.
Yeah, right away. Okay, Wolf is going to move in and attack Torgan. This is the one that has disadvantage. He rolled a 2. He misses on Torgan. Torgan has his shield out, easily blocks this wolf. The wolf is very disoriented from his insult that he got insulted.
It's good. It's good.
Lane is up on the cart here. I guess. I mean, these wolves are just going to go for their closest targets. This wolf is going to go and attempt to try to jump like up. He's not jumping on the cart. He doesn't have enough movement actually to do that. But he's like jumping onto the side of it, and he's like nabbing at your heels here. He's going to make an attack on you with disadvantage because of you are above him, and he can't actually quite get to you. Does a 13 hit you? A 13 does not hit Glane. So Glane, yeah, this dog is like getting up on the side of the caravan and like chomping away, trying to bite at your heels. But
am I supposed to see your rolls, or only you can see those?
No, you can't see my rolls because I'm having
Okay.
a weird thing where it's showing all their modifiers, and I don't want you guys to know their modifiers in metagame information. So I have.
I'm just making sure I'm not missing something to be seeing.
No, yeah, I'm not showing the rolls. I want to try to figure that out. But some things I might roll out in the open and just not show the modifiers.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's a dramatic thing. Yeah, because unfortunately the way it works is it's going to link his bite attack, and then you're going to see all of his stats and stuff on that, and I don't want you guys to see that information. It's metagame information.
Right, I just want to make sure my
Glane,
dice
you are
visibility
up.
isn't broken. Okay. I think keeping this one that's trying to fight me is the easiest thing to keep busy from the rest of the group. So if he's gonna make a snap at me, I'm just gonna draw my bow and give him one in the mouth.
Okay. One thing, I mean, you could definitely do that. One thing I want to tell you about in this game is that bows have a minimum range. So if you're attacking in melee with a bow, which you are, it's going to be a disadvantage. But if you use a melee weapon, you won't.
And what's
also
the advantage for having two weapons if I'm doing that?
for the advantage of having two weapons if you're doing what?
If I switch over to dagger combat.
Well, I mean, if you're using a bow, you cannot attack with two weapons because a bow is a two-handed weapon. So you actually have to attack with a melee weapon to do your offhand attack. Otherwise, you're saying I have a bow out this turn. So if you want to attack twice with your bonus action, you need to use a melee weapon.
Right. Yeah. So I'm saying if I were to use my melee weapon, how does that benefit me having that ability of dual?
Attacking with your second is a bonus action, but you need to have attacked with a melee weapon first. If you look at your dual wielder feature,
Right. Okay.
Dual weapon fighting, I believe it's called. Do you have that? You do get a +1 to AC when you're wielding a melee weapon in each hand. your feat gives you that, and your feat lets you use weapons that aren't light weapons. So normally you have to have like a light weapon in your offhand. You can use any weapon in your offhand with that feat, including like another rapier or something, a long sword. But the basic ability to attack with 2 weapons requires a bonus action, and it requires you to use a melee weapon with the first attack.
Okay, am I able to use that?
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure you have that at level 1, but because you took the feat, you can do that.
Okay, so can I just use my daggers for this attack?
Yes, basically you're gonna make a main hand attack and you're gonna make an offhand attack. You can do that with whatever you want to. I recommend using the rapier because it does double the damage of a dagger.
So
with the same
how do I
chance to hit.
pull that stuff out?
So 1 attack will be with your rapier, 1 will be with your dagger. Basically, you can make 1 attack with each.
So I click on that, and then I
action
attack.
And a bonus action.
So I'm gonna roll an attack with the rapier then, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, here I go.
That hits. Roll damage.
That would be where?
Right underneath where you clicked attack, there's a thing that says damage. You're gonna click that. So in the box of the rapier that says, in the chat box, it says attack and it says damage.
There's just a 15 there now. Let's see, where is that?
Right above it.
There. Oh, it scrolled up. I don't. Okay, never mind. Here it comes. 5. 8.
+3, so 8. This wolf looks very injured, but not quite dead. Extremely injured, hanging on by a thread with that 8 damage.
Okay, and then I can use my dagger for a follow-up, right?
Yep, and you can make an attack with a dagger now, because that's in your offhand. So you have your rapier in your main hand, and your dagger in your offhand.
So dagger, this one, attack, Baba Booey.
That also hits. This is, I think, is impossible to not kill this wolf because you're going to be adding. But go ahead and roll damage. Oops. Yeah, that finishes him off. So he was hanging on by a thread. You get a mean hit with your rapier, coming with the dagger, and finish this wolf off. The one that's nipping up the side of the caravan here. So that's your.
You hear a distant fanfare on the wind.
Sorry, Dagwin's like bleeding out of the ground back here. You have movement if you'd like to move. But other than that, we're gonna move on to Torgen. So you can decide if you want to move a little.
And that movement can't be offensive at all, right? Like I'd like to jump off the wagon and land on the wolf, or.
I mean, there is fall damage. If you want to, jump on the wolf and cause fall damage, it's going to do equal damage to you and to him.
Oh no!
But if you want to, it's also going to be a check. I'm not going to just allow it. You're going to have to roll acrobatics. But if you want to do that, if you really want to do that, yeah, you can do it.
Flying grapple.
Let me take a look at these
silly. If you want to fall on him and do 1d6 falling damage from the top of the thing, it's going to also do 1d6 to you because you're just going to be falling.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt myself in that way.
Then no.
I might just keep my advantage being on top of the wagon, but I will move to their edge. Let me move to the northmost left corner of the wagon.
Yeah, you're up on the top. Like I said, this wagon isn't as fancy as it looks. It's more of a canvas and like wood covering here. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna go right there.
Seeing something weird. Sorry, I'm gonna move you back. So you're up here on like this thin like wood frame that's covered by canvas, and it's like very slippery up here as well. But your expert rogue navigation is letting you stay up here. Torgen, that's your turn. What are you doing?
Okay, so now you're going to experience why Dobbs had such a hard time. Okay, so the question is, do I get 2 attacks also because I've got the hand axes? Do I get to attack with each hand axe?
Let me see about 2-weapon fighting. Because now, do they just make 2-weapon fighting something that anybody can do, or how does that work? I think anybody can dual wield. Okay, so theoretically, yes, but it's gonna mean that you don't have a shield in your hand if you do that. So you could. Is a hand axe a light weapon? Oh no, you can't. Sorry, I don't think you can. With a hand axe.
So I just have the one hand axe.
I think I was mistaken.
Axe and shield.
Axe and shield.
So you can either attack the wolf with your axe.
Oh, it is light.
You can punch him in the face with your shield.
So
yeah, you can make a shield master shove with your bonus action if you take the attack action on your turn. So if you use your longsword, you can follow it up with a shield shove. You can do that.
Well, actually, my crazy thought was to throw one of the hand axes over there where poor Dove is getting attacked, and then also attack with the other hand axe. At the
no, you can't do that because that would be throwing the hand axe would be an action. That would just be your one attack that you make. So you can throw a hand axe, but then you can't follow it up with another attack.
There are also 3 teammates between you and Dove.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, but you do have a wolf actively in your space threatening you. I mean, he couldn't get to you behind your shield, so you don't know how much of a threat he might actually be to you. So it's up to you if you want to try to help out. Dagwin, you can use your movement to get over there. And take an attack of opportunity. Well, you can't quite make it, I think.
Yeah, I think I just have to attack the ones in front of me.
Okay, make an attack with your longsword.
You would be aware that there is a dwarf cowering behind you.
Yeah, Duke and Delale's here behind you.
And this is just a normal.
Just a normal attack. Yep. And then if you feel like you roll low, you can opt to use your bardic inspiration, but you don't have to. So just
I remember a 15 hits, but I don't know about a 14.
14 hits. You don't have to use your bardic. That hits.
Yay!
Go ahead and roll damage on that. A 1, but plus 3 for 4 damage. This wolf is looking bloodied now, but still up.
Is this where I can hit it with my shield?
You can do a shield master shove, yes. So what a shove can do is you can move it 5 feet, or you can try to knock it prone. That's what a shove attack does. Those are the 2 things you can do with a shove.
I'm trying to knock it.
You trying to move it away from you, or are you trying to want to knock it onto the ground?
Oh, knock it on the ground.
Okay. It's going to be a contested. Wow, we are almost going over the grapple rules. You're going to make a strength athletics check, which is going to be contested by this wolf's. Yes, acrobatics. I'll tell you what he rolled. He rolled a 10. So you need to beat a 10 on an athletics check, and you will not prone.
So just normal.
On one of your skills, athletics.
Boom.
Yeah.
Easy.
Great. Yeah, you come out with your you hit it with your sword, and with the shield you come and knock it prone. What that means is melee attacks on it have advantage because it's on the ground until it can get up on its turn for half its movement.
You just like slapped the crap out of that wolf with your shield, just like down.
Yeah. He tasted that steel and he didn't like it.
I told him to, and he did it.
Sit.
Sit.
Okay. Almost Dagwin's turn, but before Dagwin rolls its first death saving throw, the first death saving throw of the campaign, see that emerging from the inside of this cart here, which is surprising to you, are 2 goblins. They tumble out of the cart.
Our cars?
Yep, you tumble out of your cart, and they chest lands on the ground next to them. Big treasure chest. And you see that this one goblin here pulls out some sort of key and does something with the lock, and then you see both of them begin to lug this chest away. They seem pretty weighed down by it, So they don't move very far. I'm gonna move the chest. You said they try to skedaddle out of here with this chest. Run! Get the loot!
Those jerks!
I gurgle in pain after I've been bitten.
They're killing the wolves!
They're knocking over a courier van.
Oh, but they only make it 15 feet. Because they are lugging this monster of a chest behind them. Dagwin, it's your turn. You're going to make a death saving throw.
Dagwin, ascend.
That's a success. You have one success. If you get 3 successes, you stabilize, and you're, I believe, at 0 HP but conscious, maybe 1 HP. I'll have to look that up. If you get 3 failures, you're permanently dead. So that's good. You got a success.
Interjection question. What if he receives magical healing for some reason?
Then he's immediately back up, with that amount of health.
But still
and the
on
death
the
saving
ground.
throws don't matter. He will still be prone. Yes, yeah. As far as being conscious, he'll be back. Yeah. So if he takes magical healing, he'll be back up. And that brings us back to the top of the turn order. That's Savannah.
We have completed 1 round of combat in Dungeons and Dragons.
That's D&D 5e for you.
Hooray! It's quick.
Oh, it's about the same as 3.5. Probably a little better than 3.5.
So has anybody called out the goblins? Because I'm up in front of the horses. I probably don't know about them.
I think that they are making enough of a you hear goblins shouting at each other about the loot, and you hear this thunk as the chest thuds into the snow. Maybe you don't, from where you're at, maybe you can't quite, get a great look at them, but I think you know they're making there's goblins here.
Did we do something to
Just
make these goblins appear, or was this just something you chose?
There's goblins here because Germ put goblins in his backstory.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to aid an ally here. I'm going to rush to poor Germdove's defense and take a swipe at this wolf that's trying to eat the poor fellow.
Mm-hmm. Are you using Primal Savagery or a scimitar, or what are you using to
That is a very good
attack?
question. I have claws automatically, so I don't think I actually need Primal Savagery. We might just switch that out.
Maybe. Well, I mean, your cat's claws do more damage than an average unarmed attack, but they're still an unarmed attack, which means they're a strength-based attack. So you don't have a great chance to hit with a melee attack with 0 strength. But if you use something that you have as a dexterity-based or wisdom-based, it's a much higher chance to hit. So there's a trade-off.
We're gonna go with Scimitar.
Yeah, scimitar. Yeah.
And we are going to smack the wolf.
They're moving up here.
Yes.
10 feet of movement.
Smack the wolf. 12.
Fortunately, a 12 does not hit the wolf.
Okay, well at least I've given it a new target.
That's true. It does seem focused on you because you're actively threatening it. Dagwin is still bleeding out next to you. Do you want to do anything to help him? Not the best. Okay, this is the first session, so I will just say
I'm still learning
you have. I think you have healing word. I think you have healing word, which is a bonus action. Oh, your spell list looks crazy. Oh, I see. The ones that are prepared are bubbled in. Okay.
The healing word
which is a bonus
meow.
action, and which you have a bonus action left because you haven't used a bonus action. So
sure, let's
if you're looking to heal him,
healing
you can get him up
word.
right now.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, that's 1d4. What is it? Plus your wisdom, I think. Click on it; it'll link it like everything else, and you can cast it in the chat. Yeah. 1d4 plus 3. So if you roll a 3, that's has him back up to full. But at minimum, you're gonna get up to 4 out of 6 HP here. There you go. Dagwin is back up with his full 6 HP.
It's like you. Up.
That's the healing word. Uppies.
Dagwin, this is, I totally am just making this up, but I think it's fun. I want you to roll a wild magic roll for to come back from the brink of death. Just roll a d20 and roll anything but a 1, and nothing happens.
Oh no. I saw that one. I saw that one.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. You feel the magic bubbling around you, but you are pulled back by this druidic, warm, healing magic instead. As you come back to the land of the living.
Don't you explode, sir.
All right, Dorian, you're up.
All right, well, that was my plan was going to be to do a little bit of healing, but it seems that's taken care of. Oh, we do get health bars, I think. That's good. Okay, so let's see here. We have a wolf here.
Yeah, this wolf's up, and it's prone, which means melee attacks have advantage on it.
Yes.
And you also have these goblins that are slowly but running off with this loot.
I'm a little bit curious about that there.
Do we know what's in that chest? Is that something we've been lugging around?
That's a good question.
Would you?
Is it like our food, or is it, you know?
You know, only because you're Ghislaine, and I think that you may have taken a poke around with the loot before. Go ahead and roll me, like, in the past, roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
This is like when you guys were in the cart. Yeah, well, you got. Let's see what it is.
Oh.
Yeah, you got no clue what's in this chest. It's got a big old lock on it. You couldn't get in there earlier.
I tried.
And we saw the goblins pull out a key. Is that right?
Yeah, he had some kind of weird. If you'd like, you can make me a perception check, Dorian.
Okay.
Free. This is a free.
Free perception.
Not using your action economy to make a skill check here.
It's gonna take me a bit to remember which icon represents which page here. Wait, just get me back to the main. Oop, nope, that's just the icon.
Hi, Hudson.
There we go. Hi, Hudson. Nice haircut.
Hi, Hudson.
All right. A perception check, you say?
Yep.
All right. Oh, that 20 just rolled right past.
On a 12, it weirdly looked like he pulled out a key and he locked the chest, you think. And then he put the key away. But you couldn't quite... He had his back turned to you, so you couldn't quite see.
I doubt my senses. Okay, so this wolf in front of us is already on the ground. So we're already going to be getting advantage there. The one back up by Dagwin is... Savannah seems to have that under control. I'm interested in these goblins now. I'm not much of a... I'm a lover, not a fighter, but... does a prone opponent get attacks of opportunity when leaving threatened squares? Like, if I
believe that he does still.
Okay.
Unless he has something... but he'll have disadvantage because he's prone.
Yeah.
So he'll have a less chance of hitting you.
I've got a good shot here. I've got decent armor. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30... Oh,
you could get there if you take a diagonal.
There.
And take an opportunity attack.
The fun little diagonal rules. Yeah. I'm gonna try and go for it. I'm going to try and chase down these goblins.
Great. Go ahead and make your movement.
All right, moving to here or thereabouts.
Unfortunately, this wolf actually does still hit you. He rolled a 17. He rolled pretty good on a disadvantage. So he actually comes and bites you for 5 hit points on the way past. This wolf is just like snapping and gets a piece out of your leg.
Most of me.
Ow!
Luckily,
your
I have
poor
out.
ankle.
So I'm.
You got your hamstring.
Let's see. Do I need to edit my? There we go. 3. Okay, I'm in the orange.
Oh, down in the orange.
All right. And I believe you mentioned that we're basically hand waving, like item juggling.
Yeah.
So I don't need to worry
basically,
about drawing
you can pull out a different weapon, but you're gonna be like locked into that weapon until your next turn, basically.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you like put down your shield to use a bow, you're not gonna have a shield if you get attacked until you decide to use your shield again. But within within reason. But yeah,
He doesn't
Wouldn't
stop
need
at
to
the
take an
wolf. He
action
just
to-
takes the damage and keeps going.
Oh yeah.
the wolf took it. Yeah.
Ow! I didn't even.
Like
I barely
he
noticed.
still made it.
This is a trail of blood leading from the wolf over here to the goblin. Glade sees.
Yeah. All right. Unhand it, you fiend. I'm pulling out my rapier, and I am going to give him a good poke.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make an
And-
attack roll.
Yeah, let's see what we can do here. All right, double click, actions, rapier.
You see that these goblins, now that you're getting a close look at them, this goblin in front of you, they both are wearing leather, and they're dressed in sort of like furs, and they both are carrying whips, and they're carrying scimitars.
Okay, they're definitely dressed for the weather and well armed for goblins. No matter. Ooh. 14.
14's a hit.
Okay. Let's see what he likes about how he likes this.
This could be bad for goblin here.
5.
5 points of damage. The goblin is still up, but once again, this enemy is at death's door, absolutely on the brink.
That'll slow him down.
As he takes his damage here. Yeah. Ow! Why you did that?
Unhanded, you fiend. Talking's a free action.
We need the loot.
Not our loot. Ooh, do
My loot.
Is spellcasting? Does spellcasting provoke an attack of opportunity?
No, no, it does not. Unless they have a special ability, a feat called Mage Slayer allows you to do that.
Gotcha.
But
I highly doubt this goblin is a mage slayer.
yeah, you're gonna divide Beast Tamer. Germ Dove, if he could see over here. Oh, he's conscious now. These seem like dog jaws. These goblins, based on the wolves.
Filthy dog jaws.
I have a bonus action left. I'd like to go ahead and give myself a healing word, because I'm feeling a little exposed here at 3 HP
Great.
left.
Okay, go ahead and cast that spell, and we'll move on to Dugan the Lely's turn while you do that healing. Nice, yeah, healed that back to full again. The swings of level 1. The heavy swings.
It's a little scary.
Dugan, Torgan, he looks, he's behind you. Dugan says, should I keep hiding, or what should I do? You see that Dugan was actually, seeing these people injured around him, you saw that he was reaching for a healing potion, at his side. He has a couple potions hanging at his side, but he puts it away, because nobody's injured right now.
I should tell him what to do?
You're next.
Yeah, he says, what should I do? He says, you seem like you have this under control. What should I do? You want me to fight? You want me to hide?
The horses.
This wolf is pretty close to dead. Is there any way you could just kind of punch it in the face one time and kill it?
Try. Yeah, he moves up here. He's gonna get advantage because it's prone. He has a rapier actually. It's like to you it looks almost like a short sword or a dagger, but for a dwarf, he's wielding a rapier.
Oh, he's on his back, so right in the heart.
No,
Right
I
here?
said punch it in the face.
He's
Put
like
that away.
he has his rapier and he's like pointing. He's like, is it here? Right here? Do I go here? He hits. He rolled a 21.
Jesus.
He comes in, stabs this thing, and finishes it off for you. Actually, yeah.
And he gets the experience.
Yeah, Dugan levels up. He comes in, stabs it right in the heart. You show him how to do it. He says, I've never stabbed anything like that before.
Great,
And
I
then that'll
traumatized
be his
him.
turn. He says, "You get back my chest. Get back my chest, please." Are any wolves still alive? This one wolf is alive. Okay, this one wolf is going to make an attack on Savannah.
Dog versus cat.
Meow.
You have an armor class of 16. It misses. That's a pretty good armor class. This wolf is snapping at you. You hiss at it, and it seems to recoil. This wolf hasn't been hurt yet, though. I will say that. You see that he's just... Yeah, that's going to be the wolf's turn. Okay, Glane, you're up.
Glane notices the chaos behind him with the trail of blood from Dorian. He points at the chest and goes, and jumps off the wagon and gets standing on the chest. Double dagger time between two goblins.
Okay, you have exactly enough movement to get there, but I'll say because you are probably 10 feet up, give me just a DC 5 acrobatic check. Basically, you 5, so just don't roll a nat 1. Worst case scenario, you're going to take a little tiny bit of fall damage. Glane does the most glorious backflip. An insane, like, Olympic maneuver.
Yes!
And lands on this chest, and you see that the chest falls out of the hands of both of these goblins with the impact of this. And they are completely stopped.
And the snow gets in their eyes.
Yeah, they can't move this chest with you on top of it right now.
They're stunned
and
in awe of your
They both
amazing
look at you.
Alright, I'd like to take out my daggers, give them a little spin, and go stabby on both directions.
Yeah.
First,
this one
I'd like to attack the one that he didn't already hurt. The fully...
Right, the one that you know hasn't been injured yet, sure.
Yeah. So I pull out my dagger and just do a roll.
To finish off. Yeah, I got you.
Alright, so attack.
Do you want to use your dagger?
I did, didn't I?
Okay, that's a miss. I mean, yeah, if you want to. There's I mean, I don't want to micromanage you.
Because of the
I mean, the rapier
was
like much stronger than a dagger.
Yeah.
You can use daggers. So I'm not going to stop you from using a weak weapon, but that misses either way. Even if that was a rapier, it would have missed. So.
Okay, I guess I can use the rapier for
the have one more attack.
Second one. All right, I'm going to use the rapier on that one.
Yes, actually you can because of your feat. Yeah, I would say that your special feat that allows you to actually use a rapier in the offhand, you could make that as your second attack.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and attack the one that took no damage then, because he's still fully healed. Come on. There we go.
That's a hit, yeah. This is going to be bad for the goblin. Let's see what the damage is on that. That kills him. 10 damage kills the goblin. 10 damage would kill most of you guys.
And then, do I have any free actions?
You have nothing left. Nope, you did full movement, action, bonus action. That is everything.
Like, I can't even do, like, a glance?
You can glance, sure. Yeah, glance
I'd like
away.
to make direct eye contact with the one that's still alive.
Give me an intimidation check with advantage.
I thought this was free. Hang on.
It is free. It's not costing you an action to do. But I'm letting you roll for it. You see that having seen you do this insane flip, land on there, kill his friend, this goblin drops his weapons and surrenders. He please no. I just wanted the loot.
Now I'm gonna loot.
So he completely surrenders to you guys. I mean, you can do with that what you will.
He's got armor. I own this guy. He's mine.
We'll come back to that because that's your turn. But Torgen,
this is a whole stream.
There is still one full wolf left here. I don't think that this wolf knows that his guy has surrendered, so the wolf still seems hostile. And this guy, I mean, or maybe you want to go and kill him, or do something with him. I don't know. What would you like to do, Torgen? Most of the threats here are done.
I do want to go for the last wolf.
Okay. You can't quite make it there with your movement. But you could get closer. You have 30 feet. You could throw a hand axe or something like you were trying to do before. And use a hand axe attack. You can get almost within range, but you just don't have enough. Yeah, the closest you can get is here.
Okay, well then, yeah, I'm gonna run towards the last wolf.
Okay, I'll move you over.
Thank you.
Get you as close as you can go. You can't occupy anybody else's space as well. So, but you can throw a hand axe, so you can make a hand axe attack. if you want to try to attack him.
I do. So, click that one.
Ugh.
Hand axe goes wide, cluds into the dirt.
Wait, I've got the inspiration.
You do have a bardic inspiration. It's a d6. You could roll a d6. I'll allow it. If you want to use that, you can.
That brings me up to a 13 if I roll.
If you roll 6, yeah. If you roll 6.
Heck of a
So
roll.
at the dice tray at the bottom below the chat, just click d6 one time.
Ah.
That brings you up to a 10. A 10 does not hit, unfortunately. But I mean,
it's
I will.
A less embarrassing miss.
I will say a 13 would have hit, so not necessarily a bad move. It just didn't work out.
Okay.
The goblin drops to his knees. He says, "Please, please, please, let me go. Prometheus is gonna kill me." And that's his turn.
Is he in common?
Yes. Yeah.
Are we like not in combat anymore? Or are we just talking?
You're actually still in combat with this wolf. You have successfully had him surrender. So he's not fighting you, but the wolf is still over here angry at your allies.
So whose turn is it? Is it Dagwin's now?
So
Now it's Dagwood's turn, yeah.
I'm still
Okay.
prone from being knocked down, right?
Yeah. Prone, you use half your movement to stand up. So you just use 15 movement and then you're standing.
Okay. So I'll stand back up and I reach out my hand and I blast at that wolf with a ray of frost.
Okay. Go ahead and attack. That hits. Three damage to the wolf. Good damage. He looks hurt, but that was the first time he had been injured, so he's actually still kicking. I don't think you have any bonus actions available. So unless you want to move and take an opportunity attack, I think that is your
I think
turn.
I'm done.
Okay, Savannah. We're back at the third round. I think this will be the last round. It looks like we're cleaning up.
Scimitar. And find the right spot. Attack. Normal. 12.
12 misses. Man, you're getting unlucky. Sorry. That's a miss.
The most powerful wolf.
So the wolf dodges, but I am aware that both the Dagwin is now up and that Torgon is now... And I've missed twice, so I'm actually going to just kind of swing my sword at the wolf to basically tell it to screw off a bit. And then I'm going to fall back and defend and try to calm down the horses again.
Okay, it is going to get an attack of opportunity on you if you leave its threatened area. Do you still want to do that? Just full disclosure, it's going to attack you.
Yeah, I think that's what that would be her priority.
Okay. It just misses. 15. You managed to back off of it.
Leaning on my armor class for that.
Okay, Dorian, you're up.
All right. So we've got a surrendered goblin here.
Yep.
It's really all down to that wolf way over at the other end.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. Glane is going to be kind of next up in order, but he's all the way over here with me. So I feel like we're pretty well in control here. I'll vicious mockery the remaining wolf.
Hey, what's your name?
Easy to be leader of the pack when there's only one left.
He rolled a he rolled a 20. No, he rolled a 20. He rolled a 20. So he's not affected by that mockery.
17 more wolves appear.
This wolf's like, what? What? This guy talking to me? Somebody's shouting at me.
Oh well.
Unfortunately, it misses.
Okay.
Or he saves rather.
I'd like to remain where I am, just to keep an eye on this this goblin. I don't want him trying any funny stuff, but that will be the end of my turn.
Okay, great. You see that, what's Dugan gonna do? What would you guys like Dugan to do? He's taking your lead.
What's Dugan
This is
gonna
your
do?
outline.
Don't die.
I think he was here, actually.
Stabbing that wolf is fun. I'm gonna go do it again.
Here's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go up here, and he's just going to, well, he's not gonna move up in front of the wolf. He's gonna move back behind Torgan, and he's gonna give Torgan the help action on your attack, on your next turn. So he's like spotting for you or something. Like, remember when we killed that wolf earlier? Do that. Me and you. The wolf's gonna go. It's going to attack Dagwin one last time, I think. The target that's right next to him.
It makes sense.
I would do.
It's a miss. You rolled an 8. You see this wolf attempts to bite you. See that it's ineffective. He's injured. You guys are all turning towards him. He is going to attempt to flee. You can make an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
I would like to stab him as he's trying to get away.
Okay. Attack. You either need to kill him here, or I mean, these wolves are pretty fast. He's probably just going to leave.
Oh my goodness, this character sheet. Why is it... Oh my god.
Are you using a dagger?
Yes. Let me just roll this manually.
Okay, just roll a d20. You're adding 4 to this. That hits. That's a hit. 1d4 plus 2. You do hit him. It doesn't kill him. So the wolf takes a hit, runs off into the snow somewhere. He has a speed of 40, so he moves 40 feet away. I don't know. Does anybody want to chase the wolf?
No.
We can roll for it.
It is slow because I used the Ray of Frost on it, right?
It might be, actually. Well, let me just read Ray of Frost. When does that effect end? Is that into the end of his turn? That's a good catch. Let me just look at it. Yeah, you might be right. 10 feet until the start of your next turn. You're absolutely right. So he moves 30 feet away. So, I mean, he's here at the edge of the map here. Like, he's right off. So, I mean, does anybody want to try to finish off this wolf? We can drop initiative otherwise. If not, Blaine or Torgan can attempt, I think, before Dagwin.
I don't.
No, absolutely not.
Personally, I have a grudge against this wolf.
Okay, here's what we'll say. Because his turn's over, we're gonna go through the initiative one more time. Anybody who wants to make some kind of range attack on this wolf, just go ahead and make that now, or a melee attack because you're within range. And yeah, make your attack, Dagwin. So you have one final chance because you slowed him down, basically, to try to finish this wolf off if you like.
He's gonna go get rid of another wolf.
Then we're gonna end combat.
I'm shooting it one more time with a Ray of Frost.
Perfect. Yeah, go for it. He's pretty weak, so that's a hit. That gets him. That just gets him.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So the wolf attempts to run away. Dagwin gets his revenge for having been downed.
That's the last time you'll take a bite of me.
Okay, we're gonna drop initiative. We're gonna end the combat music. That's our first combat. You see that here in the aftermath. You guys are free to move around. We're not in any turn order anymore. The wolves are gone. The horses seem to calm down. It is still snowing quite heavily here, and it is getting dark. But you have a moment here to collect yourselves and figure out what you want to do with this goblin. You see this goblin surrendered. Scimitar dropped at his side. And this chest here.
I'm getting the dropped whip from the other goblin and using it to tie his hands behind his back. 'Cause we just got ourselves a new party member.
Give me a sleight of hand check. As you tie him up.
Let me see.
You tie him up. This is just to see how well good of a job you do. Yeah, you tie him up with the whip. He is restrained right now, so he can't. I'm trying to find the restrained condition. He's restrained.
All right. I'd like to gather the anything I can loot from these two.
Is anyone hurt? Everyone check in.
I'm feeling pretty good right now.
All things considered.
Do I have to roll for looting them or seeing what they have on them?
Roll me. Yeah, let's roll for it. Roll me a investigation check to loot these bodies.
Dang it.
You get their loot. It's not that they don't have loot, but it's just garbage goblin loot. You find like these weapons can be worth more than a few copper. You can add like 5 copper to your inventory as you. Their weapons are not in great condition.
Is that something I have to do?
Yeah.
Add 5. I don't know how to add money.
Oh, it's easy. Go to your inventory and go to the thing where it says your coins at the top, and add 5 copper.
I'm just realizing that we played like 4 seasons over the course of years, and you never had to edit a character sheet.
I never did. No, I don't. I can't find this money at all. I'll find it later.
Okay, it's fine. Just remember that. Yeah.
But do I find the key that they had on them? 'Cause he had a key.
You rolled on a 1? I'm gonna say that no. You know there's a key, but you're having trouble finding it. Your hands are cold. There's snow everywhere. This goblin is like wriggling around. I'm gonna say that no, you weren't able to find the key. No. Although you know that he must have one. You're gonna have to try something else.
I was going to ask if I could investigate what they wanted so badly in that chest.
Absolutely. Yeah, make an investigation check. What does everybody else want to do? We want to check out this chest. We want to interrogate the goblin.
Get the goblin in the chest to the wagon. Get everybody in there.
Day, you wanted to try to calm the horses again? Do you still want to do that? Dugan Delaney can help you with an animal handling check if you'd like.
I've got some questions for Dugan.
Yeah.
Dugan's made this journey before, right?
I would say yes. Yeah, he has. He says, not often. It's a dangerous route. Not a lot of people travel this way.
The wolves, I understand, but the goblins, is that common on these roads?
He says, now that you mention it, this far south? No, not really. The goblins, they're goblins. They're gonna attack and pillage and steal as they do, but they don't typically come this far down into the pass. It shows some initiative that these goblins set up this ambush. I'll make an insight check for me, Dorian.
Okay, let's do that.
Since you're pondering these goblins' behavior here.
This is ponderable here.
I want to question this goblin about what he's doing.
Yeah,
Torgan, you can do investigation. You wanted to investigate the chest, so you can roll that, Torgan.
How do I do that?
I've met Dag, and
what are your skills?
We know about Dagwin's goblin history to some degree, that he has some involvement with goblins in his past, presumably.
Yes.
I don't outright say anything, but I'm definitely going to kind of eye him a bit and try to not outright ask in front of everyone, but just sort of give him a questioning look, gesturing at the goblin, like, any idea what's up with this? Is it a friend of yours?
Is a friend of yours, Dagman?
I don't make friends with dog jaws.
Dang.
Wow.
I can't move my character.
So you can't move your character? That's weird. Maybe you need a refresh? I can move him. It's not paused, is it? On a 9, I think that's not a great roll.
No.
I think that what Dugan says makes sense to you in terms of like it is odd that they're kind of playing this ambush. It seems like a tiny little bit above goblin pay grade, but you're not sure. Yeah, like no explanation is coming to you in this moment, other than you do remember something the goblin said that.
He said somebody's name.
Yes.
That's right.
I forget that silly name.
Prometheus.
There it is. Yeah.
And
Yeah, somebody named Prometheus.
Yeah, so we've got a little bit of information. Perhaps the goblin would be interested in telling us a bit. I mean, we spared his life. Perhaps we could persuade him to give us a little bit of information.
We can do that in just a moment.
Okay.
Torgan rolled to check out this chest. So while you guys are
Very
turning to
curious
face
about
this
the chest.
goblin, Torgan is looking at this chest. Torgan, you see that this inside the chest, sticking out of the keyhole, is this old, like this key that's sticking out of this chest doesn't seem like it belongs to this chest. It's like sticking out still. It's like in the keyhole, but you see it looks very old, ancient, like metal, rusted metal key sticking out of this chest here that this goblin's stuck in there.
Something of interest there, Torgan?
Take it and add it to my inventory.
Yes, you may add the ancient key to your inventory. Anybody who wants to, who sees this, make an Arcana check on this key, and this can be open to anybody who feels like making an Arcana check.
All right, that got a little.
As Torgan pulls out this key in front of you guys, and you see Dugan walks over. That doesn't belong to me. That's not mine. Okay, Glane, on a nat 20, this thing is very, very old, but you recognize it instantly. This is a reverse skeleton key. What this key does is it locks objects, anything, as if, and because you get a nat 20, I'm even going to just tell you the mechanics of it. It works once per long rest, and it gives you a use of the Arcane Lock spell. So the Arcane Lock spell is a spell in the game. It increases the DC to unlock a chest by 10 unless you know the password, in which case you can bypass that. So this is a chest that is, it seems like a pretty like sturdy chest, but a simple lock, maybe it would already have a DC 10. This chest would require a DC 20 check to pick, but if you can find the password, you can lower that back down to a 10. That's what this goblin did. He used this key to lock it.
To lock it, like, beyond its normal locking ability.
Yep. He basically made it twice as hard to open.
A chest we already had on us. It's like he came into our house and gave us a better safe with no combination we had.
Well, they were trying to take it, but yes. But you do know that if you could find or locate or get this password, you could get this chest open. You said Dugan says now. I think he said that's troublesome. He says, "Tell you what, if you guys can get my chest open, I'll let you keep some of the contents. There should be some supplies in there that you guys will find useful."
Can you intimidate him into giving us the password?
I'd
Absolutely.
like to grab the key and infer that, since I already seem to know what it is, that I would let Prometheus know that he informed me what the key does, unless he helps us open it.
Deet.
Okay.
Like it.
Yeah. This sounds like a pretty cut and dry intimidation check. Is it just Glane who's going to be
he should
intimidating
be surprised
him?
that I know what the key does. So,
yeah, he does seem surprised. Yeah. And I guess on a nat 20, I'll also let you know that this key is definitely, you recognize it to be Elven in origin. Very old, which already Elven, it's like all this old ruins and stuff that is all Elven. Like, elves have all the old stuff.
I'm aware of elves.
I know that elves exist.
I just happen to have, I happen to be bilingual and can speak Elvish.
Okay, Glaine's gonna roll an intimidation check. Does anybody want to throw some juice on this with any abilities or helpful things that they can do to help Glaine out?
I've got a little bit of bardic inspiration to spread about here that I could still use. I'll give him a lovely backing track. We'll beatbox for him.
Here it comes.
Okay, so he's giving you bardic inspiration. Do you want to use the bardic on that? On that 12?
Yes,
it's a D6. Yeah, you can decide before I tell you if you fail.
For any time over the next 10 minutes, you can add a D6 to any roll.
So do I know if I succeeded already, or
no?
No, you don't know, but you can use that dice before I tell you.
I'll use it.
If I tell you, then it's too late. Okay, roll a D6. And what you told him that Prometheus already told you how it works? 15, nice. Is that what you told him that? Is that what you said? I'm trying to remember what you said.
It'd be a shame if he found out that you told me what this key does. So.
Oh, okay. He says, you know Prometheus?
Yeah.
Of course.
He says, oh, well, then you must know. Then you must know the password. Same password we always use. He nods at you. The password is Prometheus, yes. You
I think I knew that before I even had this conversation with him.
You use the key with the password and dispel this arcane lock on this thing, having figured out the password. You can get in there. Yeah, go ahead and make me a Thieves' Tools check.
Oh. Upside down 6.
Great. Yeah, you get in there with your Thieves' Tools. Yeah, not good enough if it had the lock on it, but with the arcane lock on, pretty simple lock. You get in there, click, pop it open. In this chest is some goodies for you guys. Let me go to where I wrote these down. Sorry, 1 second. I gotta scroll down on my notes. We find 125 gold pieces. That's 25 each if you're splitting it equally.
That seems fair.
And you find some spell scrolls in here. There's a scroll of Speak with Animals and a scroll of Burning Hands, which you can give to, I don't know, whoever wants to take those scrolls. Anybody can use a spell scroll in my game. Essentially, normally it has to be from your spells list. I hate that rule. It just anybody can use that spell. It costs the action that spell costs to cast. So if it's an action, you just gotta use an action.
Glaive makes a dash towards that Speak with Animals ability.
Yeah, you want to be able to speak with animals. Great. Yeah, I think Glaive did a lot of the heavy lifting here. Getting the chest, his crazy backflip, the interrogation. He really led the charge on this one. But there's also a Scroll of Burning Hands, which is like a cone-based fire attack.
Good
Conversations with Gary.
Potentially, yeah.
How do I add gold?
You can do it on your inventory. 25 gold pieces each.
Are we using the D&D Beyond character sheet or the Forge character sheet?
That's a good question.
As the source of truth here.
I think the D&D Beyond will always be like the master, okay. Because I import from D&D Beyond to here. So you probably want to add it, if possible, on both. But if you can only do one right now, add it on D&D Beyond.
Okay.
So I should have 25 gold and 5 copper if I'm doing this right.
That's right.
Okay.
You can also get this key, which you have, which is spent, but will refresh on a long rest. So it can be used once per long rest to lock something.
Is that supposed to be on my character sheet, or do I just have to keep that in?
Whoever is going to have it can add it to the character sheet. I believe... I gotta double check, because sometimes...
Because I know what it is, but I don't know if that means I keep it.
Torgan kind of took it, so maybe Torgan wants to hold on to it. I don't know.
I just kind of looked at it and was like, hey, it's one of these.
It's up to you guys who's going to hold on to it.
Yeah, I can talk to animals. You can have the key.
I did make this an item. It's called the Ancient Key. So you can add that. If you search for that on D&D Beyond, you'll see it should come up, and you can add Ancient Key to your inventory. I did make that as an item.
I hand the key back to Torgan.
I can take care of that for you, Turtle. I can add that onto your
Thank you.
thing. Or I'll do it after the session. But you have that key, and it's spent right now, so it's not a big deal. But you have it. It seems like a little out of place for a goblin to have something like this, a magical item.
Oh, I have it.
And you definitely, this name Prometheus, I think, hangs heavy in the air surrounding this.
I added the key.
Great.
Yeah.
So you guys got some gold, you got a couple scrolls, and you got this key.
Are scrolls like permanent things, or the scrolls
it's a
like
one-time
use it 3
use.
times? Oh no!
One-time use. So once you use it, that magic will be spent.
Oh.
Well, you'll have to maybe find some more.
Yeah.
This goblin. I don't know. What do we do? What do we do? What else? He's here. He's tied up. You've got the treasure.
I want to ask him about what he's doing here.
You got some beef.
I can't tell you. Prometheus is going to kill me.
We're going to kill you.
You
If
killed
don't
my
tell us.
wolf. Oh no.
Wait, did he say his wolf or his love?
His wolf. Oh no, that's even more tragic.
Specifically.
Like the other goblin. My love. Yeah, my love. Oh no.
what have
Both
you
of them.
done?
Tell you what.
Everything.
You tell us why you're here.
My wolf,
or we're-
Larry.
I'm going to put you back in that chest, and I'm going to lock it with this key.
I think Adele wanted to say something to him. Real quick.
I want him to tell me who he works for and what they're doing.
I have a feeling it's Prometheus.
Okay, I since Glenn already rolled an intimidation check, I want Dove to get a chance to roll an intimidation check here on this guy to get some
We're
information
an
from him.
intimidating group.
Tell me who
But
Prometheus
I think it's pretty well.
is.
It's pretty well intimidated. But this is a different. For something different.
Who does number 2 work for?
You see that. Sorry, you're asking him where's Prometheus, or what was the question exactly?
Who he works for and why they're here.
He says, work for Prometheus. Prometheus, he wants loot. He loves loot. He loves magic items. He loves weapons.
And where is
Everything.
Prometheus?
He on a 23. He says, Would he know? Would he know this guy?
Wait, where were they
He
taking
doesn't know. I'm thinking about what this goblin knows. You think this goblin seems pretty low ranking? He shrugs and says, sorry, I have a name for you though. Chief Bearbite. He says, he talks with Chief Bearbite. Prometheus doesn't talk to me. He lives in his lair.
I see.
Prometheus big, and he stretches his arms out to indicate big. It doesn't
he
go
is, in
very
fact,
far.
big.
He's very small. Prometheus big, and he holds his hands up on his forehead, like making a circle. Big.
Can I ask
Big
him
circle.
where he was taking the chest to?
Yeah, he's tied up.
Chief Bear Bites. In the woods. Goblin camp. It appears that these goblins have a camp in the woods. He points. I'm trying to think of what direction you got. Northwest. That's where he points. Sort of in the direction you guys are going.
Oh, good.
Dagwin, I'm gonna ask you to make a perception check with advantage for me.
Wow.
You look at this. You look at Glane gathering up these goblins' loot here, the whip and everything. You recognize these scimitars that these goblins are carrying.
I know these. Where did you find these?
He says, Chief Bearbite give to us. Stabbies. Yeah, these are scimitars from your father's collection that these goblins have. They're not great. They're not the good ones. But he had a lot. He had a prolific
tons.
scimitar collection. Some very nice and some very, very bad. But yeah.
I can't believe that these came from Simri's collection. We're gonna have to go and pay Bearbite a visit.
Yeah, it looks like you're gonna have to talk to the Chief Bearbite to get more answers than this goblin. He doesn't know all of the information. He just, you know, that goblins are like very much subservient to the strong. They have like the strong. They serve whoever's the strongest. So they're motivated by fear mostly. Not always, but it seems like this guy is a pretty low-ranking goblin. He says, "Please, I don't know anything else. You took my stabby already."
I say we take him with us.
You recognize these weapons, Dag?
Yes, my old tribe. My goblin father. These came from him originally.
The Gobfather.
Godfather. Everybody's like, Dagwin. By the way, Dagwin is fully human. You know, just so you guys know, fully a human, fully a man. And he's talking about his goblin father, which I don't know if that stands out to anybody or if anybody cares about that. But
That's a question for later.
It's a little weird, but
you see that Dugan says we should get going soon. We should decide what we want to do with him. It's getting late. We need to make it to the lodge before the weather snows us in.
Well, without his stabby, he's harmless now. I would say we should take him with us.
Okay.
Second.
A tight fit. Oh well, he's secured, I suppose.
He says, "Horsey ride?" He looks excited.
Is there any benefit to using my
Horsey ride?
My thieves' cant ability with this guy? Because he's a thief.
I mean, you could try. What would you be trying to accomplish with that? What would be the goal you're looking for there?
I would say something like, the thing I would say out loud is maybe if he's good, he'll get his stabby back. But what I'm trying to communicate to him is like, if you help us get to where we're trying to go, you might actually survive this.
He doesn't seem to understand thieves' cant.
Stupid. Okay, that's fine.
That's a goblin.
Well, he's a thief, though. I figure that's.
I mean,
what we
he's
do.
a thief, but he
He's not a
doesn't
proper
have that
thief.
language. He's trying to steal from you.
Lowercase t thief.
He is a person who's trying to steal, which technically
he
makes
didn't
him a
go to
thief.
school for it. He's bad.
You don't think that these goblins out here have the sort of thief guild, customs that from where you come from, where things are more organized? You think he might speak Goblin and Common?
Well then, fine.
Okay, one last thing. Unless anybody else has anything else they want to do, and then I think we're going to move on, and we can take the Goblin if you want. But Torgan, give me... I want a check from you. Give me history with advantage, because of your background. As these guys are talking, and you see that he's talking about Prometheus big, and he does this thing where he puts this like hand up to his forehead in a circle. You look at this list that you have of monsters that you're hunting. You guys don't know about this, but we're gonna speak out of character for a moment here. You see that the monsters that escaped in this instant, you see there's a bunch of them. You're going down the list. 1 second. Sorry. You see on here the hippogriffs. There's a Pegasus, a Minotaur, a Manticore, a Cyclops, a Medusa, and a Hydra. And you pause as you're reading it, looking at the goblin making the shape on his head. A round shape on his forehead. Prometheus big. That's all.
Okay.
Something just rings out to you about that, the gesture that he's making. He's like taking both of his hands, making a circle, and putting that on his forehead.
Okay.
This big.
I will keep that in mind.
Okay.
Because I think I feel like I know where it's possible he's not a goblin.
He's
Just
big.
a big old snail.
He's big.
Ooh.
Okay, is there any final things anybody else wants to do here? And are we taking the goblin with us? Because it seems, I don't know if everybody
no
seems super
objectives.
enthused about it, but it seems like that's what we want.
I can't say it's my first choice.
I mean, their choice is to let him run ahead and try to warn that we're heading that way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
If we
yeah.
let him go, he'll warn the others. There is another option.
We could kill him. We could kill him anyway.
Or we can lock him in the box.
But he may be able to, like, help us wayfind.
It seems there's a tale to be told here.
If he doesn't want to be in a cart that's riddled with arrows, he'll warn us about that before it happens.
It's going to be an interesting ride. Dibs on not sitting next to the goblin.
Dugan climbs back up on the front of the cart. I think the horses are calm by now. The tree has already moved. The cart's fixed. Get in, Dugan says. You march the goblin over there, Glane. He goes in here, sits right next to Dorian. Sits as close to Dorian as possible. Like climbs over your lap and like sits on the other side of you.
Ah. Adventure.
Okay, I think we're ready to move on. Unless there's anything else, final things. Otherwise, we are moving on. You guys leave from here. The cart sets off. The weather is bad. Let's go to I don't know. Let's just go back to this scene for now. I'm gonna get this goblin a name. I'm gonna give him a name. Oops, I got 2 songs playing here. Okay, one thing that I need as you guys finish this journey to the Diamond Peak Lodge, Dugan says we'll be there soon, but it is getting dark. You guys spend a lot of time messing around with this goblin. It is getting cold. What I need from everybody here is to make a Constitution saving throw, as this intense weather and chill just bears down on you. Now, I don't think anybody's made a saving throw in this game yet. A saving throw is what you do when something bad happens to you, to avoid it happening or to lessen it happening. So when you're being asked to make a saving throw, it's usually in response to something negative to try to avoid it.
Where's
or
the
make it not as
Constitution?
bad.
Where on the?
Great question. So that is
Gear icon for details.
at the top right,
Top right.
of your details, where it says
no.
con saving throws. There'll be a box that says saving
How's
throws,
that,
and you click
how's that
con.
fur working out for you?
Oh, you just click on
there it is.
CON. And just...
Yep.
All right.
I don't see it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So open your character sheet.
Yay!
And at the top right of your abilities section, so where you were rolling your skills before, there's a box for saving throws at the top right. Or
You
the
may
right
need to
side.
scoot. You may need to scoot your character sheet to the left some to be able
You
to see
can
the
look at
tabs.
my stream if you
Or
need
if you'd like,
to see
you have
it.
a +5. You
I
can just roll a
pointed it out.
d20 and we'll add 5 if that's
That'd
easier.
probably be just roll
Yeah.
four.
Who beat a 12? Wait, did
I
everybody
got a
roll?
20.
Okay, you pass.
Ooh.
Anybody who got lower than a 12,
I did.
due to the cold weather, you suffer a point of exhaustion. Exhaustion is a scaling mechanic at level 1. It's not that bad. It gives you disadvantage on ability checks, skill checks. The more points of exhaustion you get, it gets worse and worse to where you start getting less movement, and then eventually, if it gets to like 5 exhaustion, you die, I think. But just 1 point of exhaustion. I'm not sure where to mark that on this character sheet. There should be a place for it.
It's for me, it's on the dots underneath my character portrait.
Oh yeah, the left dots. That's right. So 1 point of exhaustion. If you
sorry,
didn't get a
we're both
12. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to help you out, but you got it. But as you suffer through this bad weather, and I think we're going to be wrapping up very soon. This is a good point to wrap up. You arrive in the dead of night, in the middle of this snowstorm, at the Diamond Peak Lodge. We'll just check out what that map looks like as this little sneak preview, and we'll pick back up here next time. But the Diamond Peak Lodge, you guys get the pass unnarrows, and you come out to this river, and alongside the river is this beautiful log cabin, like raised up on like this stone foundation. And there's like a nice driveway out front with like a ice statue that's like tipped over in the snowstorm. It's like ice crushed everywhere, and you see some torches like burning faintly within. But you're arriving here in like the absolute dead of night. As Dugan, I don't have the carriage on screen here, but Dugan takes the horses to the stable and tells you guys to head in and procure some rooms.
A warm room, hot meal,
Does that cure
so-
our
so-
exhaustion?
welcome relief after a night
Taking
like
a long
this.
rest will cure you're about to take a long rest and will cure your exhaustion. Basically, but what you learned is that this weather is dangerously cold here. It seems bad to travel in this sort of weather here. And luckily you made it, so the exhaustion is going to hurt you too bad, but in the future you may need to look into solutions for that, and that might be part of what we do next session. But these aren't your rooms. These are actually the staff rooms. Your rooms are not pictured here. Upstairs is just a bunch of rooms, hallways of rooms, like a hotel. This is actually where the staff lives. I have made the whole map visible, but not all of these places on the map are open to you right at this moment. We're kind of just, you can walk around, but you guys are not going in the staff room. This is just exploring the map, just as a sneak peek. But
Yeah.
you see that as you walk in, an elderly woman from this door to the right here. She comes out of this door to sort of this check-in desk to greet you guys, dressed in like dressed in like Eastern clothing, like in a sari. And you do see that she has a lot of like Eastern memorabilia here, like a gong and like this abacus, and like she doesn't seem to be from from where you guys are from, but she looks to be the proprietor here, Priya Das, the proprietor of the Diamond Peak Lodge. And I think that's, we'll pick back up with some roleplay here next session.
Exciting.
Torgan, lock the door to the inn.
Oh no.
Yeah, you guys get in, you guys do like, you get in here and like it's like, oh yeah, we got to figure out what's going on with your goblin too. So we'll get all that. We'll figure all that next session about what we do about that. But yeah, like you like slam the door shut, like the wind is whipping at the door, like you really have to like the weather is bad.
Do you guys have
out
a kettle for pets? Little cage for him?
They have everything you could imagine here. This is a 5-star
Oh,
luxury
he'll eat the pigs.
resort. But yeah, you guys see this is a beautiful cabin, like huge. It's got like multiple stories. Looks like it has 3 stories. So the main, layout is down here, but up above there's rooms for people to stay. But it seems very, very quiet here in the dead of night. And we'll find out what's going on at the Diamond Peak Lodge next time. Here's what we are going to do between this time and next time is you guys are going to level up to level 2. So that will be the homework for this week. Having fought that first encounter, I think a feeling comes over the party that this Dagwin going down like immediately, this is a dangerous place, and you guys know that there's a lot more danger ahead, and you have to dig deep into something that you haven't before, and you level up to level 2 and become hardier out of necessity for the dangers ahead. So that's what we'll do between sessions. Everybody can level up their character to level 2 and unlock your new features and all that. So we'll have that all set up for next time.
Yay!
I'm
Turtle.
quite excited.
Oh, I will have it ready because someone will reach out and help me.
Surely.
Yes, I'll help you out. It's not that level 2 is pretty simple. You guys will each be getting like something pretty basic as part of your class features. I think Day will probably have the biggest level up because Druids pick their circle at level 2, I think, whereas most people get their subclass at level 3. I think. We'll see. And we'll also take a long rest. As part of the level up, you level up when you take a long rest, so we'll take a long rest, and we'll be at full health, full everything at level 2 for next session.
I don't think I'm allowed to dislike this based on how many 20s I rolled.
That takes
the
off
show today.
That takes off my exhaustion, right?
Yep. You guys will be totally up to full after this long rest. Yep. So after you level up, I'll re-import all your characters, and they'll be updated at level 2.
I've been barely paying attention. Dobbs, what are you doing?
I've been illustrating the session. There's our comment.
I kind of look over there every now and then.
On the floor?
Yes. It's Dagwin on the floor shooting his ice bolt.
That's beautiful.
This is crazy.
I love that.
He's too good at everything.
Al,
I hate
this
it.
has been fantastic. I'm excited for this big adventure.
You're
I'm
doing this for
glad.
every
I hope it
session,
did
right?
okay.
You're drawing this?
I would love to. We'll see.
A little storybook at the
Just
end.
add a little scene.
That'd be amazing. Did everybody
Yes,
have fun, I hope?
I had so much fun.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm coming back next week.
Good enough.
Okay, great. Next week, same time next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same time, same place,
Okay.
same crew.
Great.
GGL. Thank you.
Clayton is warming himself by the fire here.
Thanks for the deem.
Oh my
Thanks for the
god.
deem. I'm too nervous to do accents there, and I can't do accents. I'll try. I don't know.
Only 5.
Don't let him bully you into doing accents.
Okay.
There's a bunch of NPCs in this next part. Okay, this is like the role play is coming up, so we'll see.
Let's
So
see
you
how
can't
badly
tell?
you can insult Dooku.
You can't tell because we're not streaming there, but I just resubbed with my Prime sub to Al.
Oh,
Oh,
look at that.
thank you.
Yeah.
There you go.
How many months was that?
It doesn't.
Almost a
I don't
year.
know. You can say, yeah, probably, whatever.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
about a year,
Almost.
a year.
Almost.
It's your 5-month anniversary. Almost 6.
Could have been 6.
6.
So close. We're so close to greatness. All right. Well, same.
So there'll be lots of
time,
fun
next
activities
week.
and side quests to do next week at the Diamond Peak Lodge. So look forward to that. Getting to know all the characters that are staying here.
I'm so
Yay.
on board.
I had fun.
Well, now we do our sign off.
We do.
Good night. Farewell.
Okay, so going forward, are we going to get to do little hellos? Because we didn't. I love doing that. Stupid little sentences at the beginning.
And then Day just
We
gets
can do
to
that.
say,
I didn't know.
hello.
Yeah. Sure,
We had a
we
lot
can do
to
that next
do
time.
in this one, so obviously we had to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
They just says hello.
Hello. And that's it. And it works.
Perfect.
Thanks for watching, everybody who came to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, I
All 3 of you. 4?
think it went great.
4
Did
of you.
Dooku fall asleep?
Probably.
AlQuest needs an outro. Okay, say a thing and then I'll play the clip and then that'll be the end of stream.
A thing.